So, how did I do it? Started producing 10 years ago, started earning money from music maybe 6 months after that, went full-time 5 years ago, roughly. How did I do it? I started off DJing and releasing music, that whole be an artist, release music, go on tour, DJ, play to crowds, fist pump. Sometimes you get the fist pumping and the gum fingers all confused, and it's a thing that happened, but we'll skip past that. Then sample packs, as you can see here. Making presets, making samples for guys like Loopmasters and Splice. And of course, YouTube and tutorials, not only short tutorials for say output, but full-length courses for Ask Audio and Groove 3 and YouTube, as I say. And again, not only things like the AdSense, the main adverts on YouTube, but sponsored videos and brand deals, as well as mixing, mastering, Skype sessions, and the bit of consulting as well. So many different many different income streams, 8, 9, 10, 11 or so. Whilst I've had many income streams, there's always been a primary focus. That started off being touring and releasing music, then the primary focus became sample packs, and then the primary focus became tutorials and YouTube. So how have I made all this work? I mean, 10 million views on YouTube, a full-time income for 5 years, 4 years or so of part-time income before that. I've worked with all of these companies, so most of them in the music industry, most of the stuff in the room as well. Got that for free. How have I done this when I'm quite average at making songs? I mean, if I need to, I'm sufficiently good at writing music. If you see my tutorial courses, you can see I can write sufficiently good songs, but I'm not world class at writing songs. Not as good as the best anyway. Not as good as Noisia or AU5 or any of those guys. And so how have I done it? Well, I put it in a book, 16,000 words. I wrote it all down. How I did it. 16,000 words, how I personally did it. It's not the best way necessarily, but it's the way that worked for me. And it's a way that could work for you. That's kind of the spirit of this book. It's part how I did it, but also part how you could do it. Here I explained how I made $500 in an afternoon. And look at both the theory and specific ideas. I mean, I think I literally list off, is it 30? Yes, 30 specific ideas for making money in the music industry that no one else is doing. These are ideas completely different to what everyone else is thinking about. It's a whole different way of approaching things. In fact, let me give you a bit of a clue. And it's, in fact, I think I included this, and I did, in fact, on the website, this section here. A great way to make money is to help someone else make money. I'll say it again. A great way to make money is to help someone else make money. I'll say it again. A great way to make money is to help someone else make money. That's one of the main themes throughout this book. Let me give an example. If you can help some audio software company sell more audio software, they'll pay you. Sounds simple, but most people aren't thinking that way. Let's say there's an audio software company selling a cool synth for $150. If you can help that company sell one extra synth a month, one extra plugin for $150, say, how much money is that over 3 years? So let's do it on screen. 150 times 12 months in a year, times 3. That's this many dollars. How would you do that? Well, maybe you could write them a better demo track. I mean, just go to your favorite plugin manufacturer's SoundCloud or on their websites and see what demo tracks they have. Take a look at them. Take a listen, and 98% of you will realize they're just not quite as good as they could be. They're not quite as good as they should be. There's maybe 2 or 3 examples where there should be 11 or 12 or 20 or 30. Oftentimes, they're just not the latest genres. For greater writing songs in the latest trendy genre, why don't you try writing songs in that genre for the audio company using that synth? That will help them sell more copies. If you're making hybrid trap or future bass or whatever it is, whatever genre you like, and you're considering a synth, you really want to see if that synth makes those sounds or not. And most of these companies just don't have enough examples on their websites. Makes sense, right? You help them sell more synths, therefore you're helping them make more money. And because you're helping them make more money, they can give you some. If you help them sell one more copy a month, that would be this much money you've made for them in 3 years. And so divide that by 5, say, and we'll see if that's worth your time or not. Can you make a demo track for that? Would that be a good use of your time? Would you want to do that as a way to spend your time? Now, it's not the specific numbers here that are important, but the way of thinking, which, as I say, is a big theme throughout this book, and it's a big theme throughout my career. It's how I've made a living. Predominantly, I help other companies make money. I mean, that's what sponsored videos are, for example. I charge, especially for the views I get, I charge a surprisingly high fee for sponsored videos. I mean, I'm fully aware I don't get the biggest views on YouTube. I suppose big compared to some people, tiny compared to others, but relative to views, I charge an awful lot of money, but still quite a lot less than the best companies make of it. If I do a video and that sells 5 copies of a synth, or if I do a sample pack review and it sells 10, 20 copies of the sample pack, I mean, you can do the maths. That's normally in the first day or two. Think about the long term. The views just keep coming in. They keep trickling in year after year. So if you look through my last 5 to 10 videos, the views are so big. But if you average it out over all my videos, well, I think I can tell you the average. I think the average number of views for a video of mine is 14 or 15,000. So it really starts to add up. I do, of course, give specific numbers in the book in case you're wondering. Oh, and it's an e-book. It's not a physical book. So you can put it on your iPad or your iPhone or a computer. Or I suppose you could print it out. Well, I personally prefer reading on an iPad or an iPhone, but computer works too. Or you can print it out and give you all these different versions. So you can look at whatever font you like, whatever format of book you like. The content's the same, but you can look at it like this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. And also include the music production bundle, so you get that included in the price too. Over 12 gigabytes, I think it is, and all of these things, all of these samples. I mean, it's just a giant collection of amazing stuff. From samples you can just drop in. And tools such as these, or these, tools to help you create things yourself. And if you buy in the first week, you also get a free Skype session with me for an hour or so. Let's say an hour and a half, just for fun. So you can read the book and ask me questions. Career advice is what I spend a lot of time in Skype sessions doing. It's, again, a big part of my income. It's not a big part, it's a significant part. It's not the smallest part, it's not the biggest part. It's a significant but not a majority of my income. 10%, 15% roughly, something like that. Now, this book isn't for everyone. That's why I included this section here on the website. Who is this not for? For example, this isn't for someone who isn't comfortable with the price. I know it's not cheap, but it's expensive. Well, in fact, I explain why it's priced that high in the book, but it's expensive because, well, it's worth a lot of money. It's worth thousands or even tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands if you're willing to put in the work and if you decide to go down this route. I mean, it's been worth hundreds of thousands to me. Also, I'll refund you if you change your mind. If you buy the book and change your mind, if you buy the book and decide it's just not the path you want to go down, or it just isn't for you, or you just didn't like the book, email me why and I'll refund you the money. It's also not for someone who wants to get rich or rich overnight. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get rich, or in fact, not even get rich. It's to get middle class comfortably, slowly and progressively. But that's not as catchy. Lots of these ideas are capped by the size of our industry. So you won't get 10-figure paydays like setting a tech company or becoming deadmau5 will give you. This is a way to get very comfortable by working, as I've done. So if you want to get really rich, there's many other books for that, which I'm sure you can find. In fact, I do have a list of recommended reading at the end of this book. So do give that a read if you're interested. And if it seems like too much to read, the book's not for you, because the book's 16,000 words and you don't need to read all of it. It's not, I mean, you can skip through sections as much as you want. You can skip here, you can move forwards and backwards, start at the end, work backwards. Don't start at the end, read at least the first few, and then you can skip through. So read the first 3 or 4, then jump about to what seems exciting to you, or read them in order. It doesn't take too long. You can read it quite comfortably in a day or an afternoon, even if you're reading slowly and taking notes and stuff. But anyway, take a look at the titles here of the sections. This will give you an idea of what's inside. Look at all of these. This should give you an idea. Remember, it's not just theory, but specific suggestions too, specific ideas, and specifically what I do, as well as numbers. I'm not claiming to be a genius or even that good at this, but I've made it work. I've learned a lot in the last 10 years. And that's, well, I put it all in the book. 16,000 words, everything I've learned about making money in the music industry, which has worked for me. Marvelous. There'll be a link below, of course, to the book, this book, an ebook, an electronic book. Do check it out. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Just look at the first songs I produced. That shows how little skill you need to get started. If you saw those early songs I made, they're atrocious. And yet I still started earning money 6 months into producing, so believe me, it's possible. I explain how in the book.